Hi, I'm Laura Barta from Studio One Stampers, and I want to welcome you to week 2 of my Sale-a-Bration projects. This is such an amazing offering this year. It's 2024, and Stampin' Up! Has totally outdone themselves by providing great products that coordinate with things in our beautiful new January to April catalog. Well, today we're going to be talking about Trusty tools and Trusty toolbox. So this paper right here, I'll move this out of the way so you can see, is just a wonderful collection of tools and tool concepts. It's just a beautiful collection. You can even cut out different tools here. You can use them all kinds of different ways. Well, let me show you what this coordinates with. So in our mini catalog, our our January to April catalog, we have this Trusty tool stamp set and the matching dies. And so what I've done is I've coordinated a couple of great projects for you. This cute little card, it's got some great tools on the front. It's also got some cute little things on the inside. We also have an envelope with a little tool on the front, as well as a little designer paper on the back. But also, what would be more fun than a little toolbox? I remember hours and hours playing in my dad's workshop, sawing and cutting and working with his tools while he sawed and created all kinds of things. So this is just a wonderfully fun project and just really reminiscent of some good old days from my childhood. Well, here is an adorable little favor. It's got some little candies inside, so you can put those in and make an adorable little toolbox favor. Well, let me show you how to put all of these things together.
Well, these are just such fun projects. I can't wait to show you how this all goes together. Beautiful card and this cute little toolbox. Well, the paper itself is just stunning. This is called Trusty Toolbox paper, and you can see up close here that this particular piece has all kinds of tools on it, and there's one over here as well that also has different tools. So you can see it's got lots and lots of different things on there. So there's actually 2 different designs, and so you would get 4 sets, because you get the one on the back here as well. 4 sets of tools, and then all these great pieces that go together. Well, that's the paper. Let me just set that aside for the moment. And I can show you where that is in the Sale-a-Bration brochure. So this is on page 11, and you can see all these great samples of things on this page as well. Just cute, cute stuff. And of course, this coordinates beautifully with the Trusty Tools dies and stamp set. So this all goes together. We've got the toolbox, we've got pegboard, we've got a drill, a hammer, wrench, pencils, just tape measure, all kinds of cute things that we're going to actually be using to put together our projects. So I'm going to take this, just set this aside briefly and show you where I'm getting most of my little pieces from. So I've got some paper here. And this is one of those pieces. And what I've done is I've used the die cuts to actually cut out these shapes. So I've got the hammer there, I've got the wrench, I've got the adjustable wrench, I've got the, let's see what else, oh, and the tape measure. So all of these are cutting out the pieces from the paper. And then the rest of the pieces I just hand cut because they were simple to do. So anyway, I just wanted to show you where all those things come from. So I have all of these things already cut from this piece of paper, and I want to show you all of the pieces that I got out of there. So I got all of these things. I've got this a pencil, I've got a screwdriver, and it's in 2 parts, but I just need to glue that together to make a full screwdriver, and I'm going to do that right now because I'm going to need that on my card in just a moment. And I thought, well, if I just have that put together, that's going to be perfect. So there we are. So there's my screwdriver all put together, ready to go. And then I've got a piece of a pencil and all of these things that I've already cut out, and I only used a really small section of the paper. So there's tons and tons to use for that. Well, let's go ahead and get our card ready using some of these pieces. I'm going to bring the card back in so you can see what I've got going on there. And you can see on the here's the envelope, and I stamped that from the stamp set. There's a hammer, and then added a little bit of the designer paper on the back to make that cute envelope. So we're doing it all up today with that. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and get our card basically put together. We've got our pegboard, and that's what's used here to do the pegboard. And I have this in pecan pie, and I'm just going to glue that down to a piece of crumb cake to make sure that those little holes really show up well. So I'll put that onto here. So that's ready to go for us for our little background. And I'll go ahead and fold our cardstock. This is Pool Party. It's not one of the colors that's actually in the project, in the color palette, but Lost Lagoon is. And so Pool Party is a lighter version of Lost Lagoon. So I knew that that would work out really well to give me a nice contrast for my piece for my card here. So we'll go ahead and get our pegboard put in place. Just straighten this up a tiny bit. Of course, it's a workshop, so like in my daddy's workbench area, everything wasn't just perfect because it was a work area. So I think that's okay here too. So we'll put this on. And then I just want to kind of start putting my tools on. I'm going to use a few dimensionals to add that in place. I know my cute little tape measure goes down here at the bottom. These are just so cute. This is so much fun. We also have these things in the stamp set. So in the stamp set, you've also got all of these. So if you want to stamp them as well and color them, you've got that option too. But the paper is so fun to use. I'm going to go ahead and put my wood saw on here and just put that right up there like that. And my hammer, get my hammer on the side over here. Just kind of following kind of what I did before. That looks good for my hammer. And then my wrench. I only have a part of a wrench, but that's okay because it's going to stick out. I'm going to have my greeting covering up the other half of it, so you'll never know it was missing. And then add my adjustable wrench here. And that's going to go right about there. I think that looks good. All right, so let me go ahead and stamp my greeting. Wasn't that fun, just putting all that together? I'm going to stamp my greeting. I've got that in Poppy Parade. And I do want to bring in my paper pierce mat. I just get such a great result from using paper pierce mat with my stamping. It just works so well. Usually get a really nice image, and I love that. Okay, yes, a beautiful image. And then I'm pulling in our Happy Labels punch, and I'm just going to do a couple of punches. I usually use this one upside down just so I can see where the pieces are. And I'm just going to grab this piece off the floor, no worries, and then put this in here as well, just like that. There we go. All right, so I've got my two sides cut on that, and I'll use a couple of dimensionals for that. Put that on top, and then of course I can't forget my little piece of measuring tape. Here it is, and of course I think this might be my favorite piece of all. I think this is so much fun. I'm going to throw a couple of dimensionals on this as well, just on the two ends, and put that on. I'm going to give myself a nice angle here, kind of like I'm measuring on an angle. I think I want that one right about there. And then my greeting can go right on that same angle, right up here. And there we go. There you go. You're the most awesome. And then inside, let's do our word dad. Let me show you what I've put on the inside here. And I've got a piece of paper here where I can just stamp my word dad. We'll be using Poppy Parade again. Now, you can, of course, put anything, any son, nephew, anybody would be fine there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out where this goes. And remember, I got my screwdriver all glued here, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of tuck that in. I'll tuck that in kind of behind here, just like that, I think. And I'm going to go ahead and put my dimensionals on my dad word here. And then I can put the other pieces on. Okay. That's going to go right there. I think that looks good. And then I've got somewhere here, I've got my little piece of there it is, my little piece of a drill. I'm going to glue that and just make certain that you don't see that it's been cut off. Look at how well that works. And then my little pencil, I'm just going to put a little glue in the center of that and glue that on right here. So there, so I've got that cute little pencil, I've got all these tools, I've got this, so there's my inside, I've got this cute thing, and of course, we've got our matching envelope as well. Isn't that adorable? And so easy because you just have to die cut or cut out just the tools and things. So there's that. Well, let's go ahead and make our cute little toolbox. So here's our cute little toolbox. And it's got the needle nose pliers, it's got a little piece of a wrench, see I've got actually that there, and my little piece of a pencil there, and I did actually go ahead and stamp this. I stamped that and I used the inside handle piece to go inside there and colored it with a Smoky Slate marker, so that's ready to go as well. So I'm just going to put all those pieces up here, and I need to go ahead and make my pliers. These are so much fun to do, and I'll show you what I have here. So I've done foil for these two pieces, and so those two pieces are just going to get glued together like that. So I'm going to quick glue them so the circles match up on there. This takes just a moment longer to dry because of the foil. And then I've got my two handles, and they just go on like that and like that. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the tips here and probably have to kind of let this sit for a little bit while the glue dries, because foil just takes a little bit longer. But isn't that cute how I just make those cute little pliers? Aren't those fun? I just think they're so adorable. So I'm just going to take those and set them aside right up here while they dry. All right, let's go ahead and get the rest of our toolbox ready. First thing we need to do is, this is our die cut piece with the little dots on the edges, and we need to just add some lines on there. And I'm just going to use a ruler, and I'm going to use the fat end actually of my Stampin' Write marker, and I can line it up. I love this glass because it's just all straight for me, and I've got that cute little lines on there. So there's one. I'm going just in between the holes, just to give me sort of a sense that there's some panels. And I only need 3 lines. That's all I need to do on here. So there we go. That's all I need for that, to do the front of my little toolbox. And then I'm going to add my handle on, and I'm going to do that right now so that it has a little bit of a chance to dry while I'm making my box. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here on the edge here and put this handle. And the handle will cover up one of the top holes, and that's okay. That'll just be enough to hold that in place. So there. So I'm just going to do that, and then that can just sit for just a moment before we put it onto our box. So that's what that looks like from the front. All right, so that'll just sit for a moment while we get our box piece ready. So here is our box piece, and I've got the dimensions for you here, and I'm going to just go ahead and fold on all the score lines to make this cute little box. And it's really just it doesn't have a top to it, so there's no worry about that. And I'm just gonna, I folded in the two ends, and I'm just cutting on the score lines up to the end here on both sides. Very, very simple. Okay, that's all I need to do. And then of course I'm going to fold it up. So I'm going to fold the center section in, and I'll put a little bit of glue on each of those two sections. And then fold up one side so it matches there, and the same on the other end. This is where it's always fun to have a couple of extra hands if you can, or to be patient. And goodness knows that is not one of my strengths, is patience. I always want my glue to dry faster. And so then that's going to go up there. And so we have our cute little box that we have to hold our little treat. So there's our cute little box. And we'll go ahead and put glue on this part. And we'll put the toolbox piece right on the front. And it's inset just a tiny bit. Probably I should have thought about my gluing so I didn't go through those holes, but that's all right. You can do a better job than I do. So anyway, so there's our cute little box and ready to go. We'll set that aside for a minute while we get our candies wrapped. So I've got 3 candies here, and you can assort them in whatever order you want or pick the ones you like. These are the Ghirardelli squares. And I'm just going to take a piece of this paper and wrap it around. And I'm just going to put that so the two ends match. This piece of paper is 6.5 inches long, and it is, let's see, 1 inch wide. And I'm just going to take my paper piercing tool from my toolbox thing, and I'm just going to poke a hole, easier said than done, I guess, right in the center. And grab one of our cute little brads. I'm going to grab one of these black squares. There's all kinds of different ones in here, but I think the black square would be a really good one. And just pop that in here and then open up the back. And so now I have my cute little candies all ready to go there. And actually they can go into my box now so you can see what they look like. And now it's just time to decorate our box. And I want to put my hammer in, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the inside of the bottom of this and a little bit on this handle up here because that's where I want it to go. So it's going to kind of tuck inside there and up on this handle. So I'm just going to kind of press in there, so that's going to kind of stick out like that. And then I'll put my pencil in. I'm just going to, it's only a half a pencil, so I'm just going to kind of dot a little bit of glue right there and pop that in right there. And the same thing's true with my cute little adjustable wrench. I only have a piece of that from cutting out from my paper, so we'll just pop that in right about here so it looks like it's sitting on the diagonal in there. And then we'll put our cute little pliers in place. And I think I want to just add a little bit of dimensionals, a little bit of piece of a dimensional onto the front of this front corner here. So I want to just add a little piece. I'm just cutting a little piece that's just the right size for that to go on the front. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the this side. So that's the side that's going to get tucked inside. So I'm ready to go. I'm just going to tuck that in, and those are just going to stick out like that. There we go. And there's our cute little toolbox already filled with tools. What an adorable little favor that is. Well, I hope you have fun making this and enjoy giving these away. What a fun little treat for that crafty carpenter person in your life. Take care.